Good evening to one and all present here. I, V. Radhika Shreya, on behalf of Gyan Sagar, heartily welcome you all to the fourth episode of Gyan Samvad. Today, our honorable guest, Dr. Atul Chandra Patel, is present to give us an insight of the ongoing pandemic situation. Before proceeding further, I would like to give you all a brief intro about Gyan Sagar, a step towards positive change. Gyan Sagar is a social service wing of NIT Silchar, volunteered by the students of the institute and encouraged by the director. For the last few years, Gyan Sagar has put its efforts towards the progress and prosperity of the society. The development is in terms of general education, IT education, health awareness, job opportunity awareness, exploring the inherent qualities of kids in villages, etc. Gyan Samvad organizes various interactive and interview sessions with various NGOs, social workers, etc. under the banner of Gyan Sagar. It brings an opportunity to learn and get inspired by the interesting stories of fighters who are devoting themselves for a noble cause. These episodes are streamed on our official YouTube channel of Gyan Sagar. Further moving on, it is a great pleasure for us to welcome Dr. Atul Chandra Patel, the Joint Director of Health Department in the Nagaon district of Assam. We all have assembled here to have an interaction with Dr. Patel, who would brief us about the ongoing pandemic situation and its causes. So we would like to ask you a few questions.
Sure.
As the joint director of a particular district, what do you think are the necessary steps that should be taken for the safety of the doctors in this?
Yes, in this pandemic situation of COVID-19, we are very much careful regarding treatment and management of COVID-infected persons, regarding safety of the doctors, not only doctors, all the healthcare workers, right from doctors to cleaners. Everybody should be conscious regarding their protection, and this should be provided from government side also as well as from ourselves also. So the protocols already the government has given. We are following that protocols, and we must very much careful regarding our safety. So accordingly, we are doing that. So still, as because the doctors and other paramedics who are engaged repeatedly in COVID care hospital or COVID care center, they are very much vulnerable to get the infection. So that part we are also looking after. So in the meantime, many of our doctors and other paramedical staffs, they got infected by virus also, and unfortunately, many of us expired also due to COVID infection. A tragic aspect of our treatment part. So this way, this is after all, the safety of the doctors and other paramedical staff is very much essential, and as far as practicable and possible, we are trying to follow that.
Okay, sir. Sir, as we all know that the new variant of COVID-19 has arisen in the past few months, what are the symptoms and incubation period for the new variant?
So regarding new variant, actually in our district we have not faced till now the new variant. What we are talking about that the second wave of COVID, we are fighting against COVID, second wave of COVID infection in our district. Not only in our district, in Assam, of course, we can say. So many of us has told that third wave is coming, but till now, till today, we have not faced, we have not observed third wave, but it is not been established also. So still we are fighting against second wave of COVID infection, and gradually, of course, it's a matter of very good sign that the infectivity rate in our district as well in Assam as a whole, it is decreasing. So it is a good sign. That means we hope that we can overcome the second wave infection within a very short time. We hope like that. So there is no question of third wave. We do not expect also that third wave should come.
Okay, sir. Sir, is there any possibility that the vaccine will open for age group of below 18?
Yes, we have heard like that. Government is also doing some activities, research activities is still going on. Till today, till now, only vaccination above 18 years is going on throughout our state, in our district also. So below 18 years, not yet this SOP has been given. So it will be given, I think, below 18 years within a short time. Government is thinking in that way. Because ultimately everybody will take the same irrespective of age group. So previously, this vaccination was given only to 18 years above, not even pregnant women. So recently, that circular is also coming that we can give vaccination to pregnant women also. So accordingly, we hope within a very short time, this vaccination will be available for the people below 18 years also.
Okay, sir. Sir, recently, due to lack of space and excessive population, they're making schools, colleges as COVID vaccination centers. Do you think this is safe? And in case they call the students back, would it be safe for them?
Yes, because vaccination it is going on in private, some college, school, and other this organization also, some library even where there is facilities to keep all these people who are coming for vaccination. Ideally, as per protocol, we need basically 3 to 4 well ventilated rooms, like waiting room, like observation vaccination room, then observation room, then the adverse event following immunization. For that purpose also, there should be someone designated room. So we need a better this infrastructure. So in our this government hospitals setup, only in few health institutions we are having that much of facilities, that much of provisions. So government has given direct direction that all school, as because nowadays the school colleges are closed due to COVID infection. So we can have that opportunity to continue our vaccination in either government school, college, and etc. like that. To accommodate a large number of people at a time in a single day, we want a better facility like school, college, like that. So in that way, this vaccination nowadays it is going on in all schools, colleges, etc. So we are from that side, we are very much comfortable in that way. People are also comfortable. So in this way, government is using those private or government setup of school or college like that. But when there will be less number of cases, there the government will definitely take decision that those vaccination center will be closed subsequently, and then vaccination. I think in due course of time, vaccination will start only in health facilities up to the sub-center level. Nowadays, because as you know that vaccination, other vaccination is going on only in sub-center level and health institution. These are routine immunization program, which has been running since 1985. So we are doing routine immunization in all the sub-center and all the health institutions. So in that way, in due course of time, we hope that our vaccination will continue up to in our existing health institution like sub-center level. So in that case, the school or colleges will be exempted from vaccination.
Sir, in case the third wave arises, what are the major precautions that we as people should take so that we don't get affected?
Yes, it is quite true. Already, government has given so many SOPs regarding this, what protocols we should follow. So by this time, our common public also aware of that this protocol. So same protocol will be implied for third wave also. If third wave also come, same protocol like masks, using of masks, social distancing, hand washing, and not to go in the very rush places, marketing unnecessary, no movement. So these sort of protocols will have to be implemented, will have to follow even if third waves also comes. Same protocols.
Sir, recently we have seen a rise in the cases due to the peak. So there was a lack of equipment in hospitals. How do the hospitals deal with these kind of crises?
Yes, initially we also faced such type of crisis due to lack of instrument or lack of proper manpower because in this particular disease, the COVID infection, usually the lungs get infected. So there are lack of oxygen. This is a major problem. The oxygen situation immediately dips. It comes below, if it comes below 95, So definitely we will have to support with oxygen. So giving oxygen in all hospital, there is not facility in district hospital. But fortunately, we have 20. We have ICU bed in our district civil hospital. 20 number ICU bed. But at a time, we also face the crisis of ICU bed because number of patients used to come more, whom we whom we need to support with oxygen. So in that particular situation, we face some sort of crisis. And moreover, to run a proper ICU, we need more trained human resource like anesthesiologists who are trained in the ICU functioning. This sort of course, trained manpower is also a big issue. Somehow, when gradually the number of cases come down, then we feel a bit comfortable to tackle all these cases with our existing ICU bed. And in the meantime, of course, we increase the number of oxygen supported bed to 68 in our district civil hospital. So with that capacity, we could manage this all the complicated patients who are admitted in our district hospital. And by this time also, many organizations, government also, NSM also, we got sufficient numbers of oxygen concentrator. That also help a lot to give oxygen. So this sort of facilities gradually we got. So initially we faced lots of trouble because we are also not aware about these things in SRB disease. Everybody was quite new to face such type of situation. So gradually when we handle this problem, this becomes a bit easier for us and becomes comfortable for us. And now we have, of course, already gained our confidence by all our doctors who have already working for last 1.5 years. So we have gained confidence how to deal with the COVID infected patients. This is the
Sir, as you've mentioned that when I had asked how to ensure the safety, you had told that there were many losses in case of in your colleagues, etc. Could you share any such emotional moment that you had encountered while you were treating your patients or in case of your colleagues? And also, many families are also losing many people. So, can you advise them how to stay mentally strong during the situation?
Yes, it is like a battle. So we are fighting against unseen this enemy. So in a battlefield, we can see this enemy. But here, in this case, we are fighting against an unseen enemy. So it is very difficult. So we must be very prepared at all steps. So at any point of time, if we are unaware or if we are not aware about these things, the infection may get by anybody, by doctors and nurse, like that. So during that course of treatment, our doctors and nurses should use this masks, all this face shield and PPE kit, everything they should wear for their self-protection. Unfortunately, many a times, of course, all 100% precaution they cannot take. So due to some of our shortfall, some may get infection. And by that way, many of our colleagues, recently one of our laboratory technicians of our district, he died due to COVID. He was engaged in doing rapid antigen test and RT-PCR sample. They used to take very frequently. So they are very much vulnerable. Every day they used to test about 250 to 300 tests like that samples. So by that way, he got infection and ultimately, unfortunately, he died. He could not save his life, of course. So such type of incidents we faced, of course. From many places we used to hear such type of incidents, also very unfortunate incidents. So still, we should be morally boost up, because if we lose our temper, then definitely we will not be able to render our services. So mentally, one must be strong enough. So mentally, we should not be loose. We should be quite strong enough mentally so that we can fight against those enemies. Otherwise, it is very difficult. So in that part also, mentally and physically, we must be strong enough to fight against this infection.
So there is this rumor that is going on that once the 18 plus vaccination and major of the people get vaccinated, we'll return to normalcy of the situation. But will it be a threat to the unvaccinated ones, that is the below 18 age group?
Yeah, till now we have said we think like that the vaccination and this maintaining COVID protocol. These are the two ways how we get protection from COVID infection. So we hope that vaccination will protect all our public who has vaccinated second dose up till now. Till now, that the second dose we must get in time. Then we will have our immunity. So by that way we will be safe. But regarding as now today, no vaccination has happened below 18 years age group. So that is one important aspect to cover, still yet to cover. So we hope that within a very short time, those age groups will be covered by vaccination. Then only when all vaccination will be given to all age group people, then we can say that our people is to some saved. Because we have seen from our old experience also, routine immunization. So many disease like your Japanese encephalitis, your poliomyelitis like that, poliomyelitis free due to vaccination. The incidence of tetanus, diphtheria, all these dreaded diseases coming down. It is not because of that, only because of vaccination. What vaccination we are doing right from 1985 under a universal immunization program. So it is possible to control the disease or to eliminate the disease. So one day will come, definitely with the help of vaccination, this corona virus will be eliminated or it will be controlled.
Sir, there are rumors that female infertility is occurring due to COVID-19 vaccine, the two vaccines that are prevailing. To what extent is this fact true?
Yes, it was a rumor. We also had that experience, especially in our district, because many of our area is been inhabited by some minority people, where this sort of rumors is spreading. So we also heard like that. So initially, this vaccination we could not properly start in those localities due to the fear. Some people this rumor was spreading among those communities that if vaccination that take place, there will be infertility problem like that. So people do not come forward for vaccination. But gradually, it has been proved now in those areas also we have successfully giving vaccination. So that rumor is not now a problem in our district. Gradually, people have learned all these things from their experience, what they have seen, that vaccination can prevent these diseases. So now that rumor is not working in those areas.
Sir, in case of private hospitals, Assam government has instructed a fee structure for COVID treatment, but still many cannot afford that. Do you feel that there will be a difference in treatment provided by government and at private?
No, treatment is same, because once upon a time it was like the number of cases was quite more. So with the existing government hospital, we cannot give all accommodation or all seats to all these patients. So to cover, to give facility to all those group of patients, we ask help from private nursing home. So accordingly, in all at district level, we used to have a meeting in presence of our deputy commissioner that you please give some, at least you are having 50 beds, you provide at least 10 beds for keeping this COVID positive patients. So accordingly, they were agreed, and government has given some SOP also. Initially, they charge, of course, a bit quite at a higher rate, but gradually, some government has fixed some rates for nursing home also. So by that way, also they are also helping. But the treatment part, there is no difference of treatment. What treatment is given in government hospital, same treatment is followed in private hospital also. But some people who can afford, who is having some good financial condition, they usually prefer to stay at private nursing home. So for those categories of patients, the private nursing is better. Otherwise, from treatment side, there is no difference.
Okay, sir. Coming to the end of our interactive session, we would like to thank Dr. Atul Chandra Patel for answering all our questions in an illustrative way and enlightening us with various pros and cons of the situation. Sir, we would like to ask you to share your valuable thoughts.
Yes, during COVID-19, we have learned so many new things, new experience. We face lots of new challenges. So what services we provided prior to COVID infection, the whole scenario has been changed. All this healthcare system has been changed. So some new addition has been come. But some positive aspects we have seen, though we have lost so many lives due to COVID. But some positive things we could also learn from COVID infection, like that. So using masks, so this is very important. Previously, using masks can prevent so many diseases from many diseases. And from our own experience, we have seen previously the incidence of common cold, influenza, respiratory infection, it was very common diseases. But nowadays, after using masks by everybody, so incidence of those diseases is coming down. So it's a very good sign, and people have developed that habit of using masks. So it should be continued, I think. And social distancing, that is also very important. Some infectious diseases may come from one person to another if they come close contact. So these sort of things and unnecessary movement, all these things. So these are the things. Or another important thing that people we can live by that way also with minimum requirement. People may live. So we should not expect quite more things, more ambitious things. But people can live comfortably with existing minimum facilities. That we have learned due to COVID, from COVID also. Because lockdown in some places for 1 month, 2 months like that, the people are not dying out of poverty. All have adjusted. This sort of some positive things also we have learned due to COVID.
Thank you, sir, once again for lending us your valuable time. On the behalf of Gyan Sagar family, we salute to all the doctors, nurses, paramedics, and all the Corona warriors for their selfless and dedicated service towards all the citizens. We thank them for their dedication towards the national service. Thank you to all our viewers also for being with us throughout the session, and we'll be back with a new episode soon. Stay safe and stay tuned. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.